Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We are ready to start our forum. My name is Kelly Gard, and I serve as a foreign language teacher at Waynesville Middle School. Tonight, I will be your moderator. I am pleased to introduce tonight's timekeeper, our CTA president, Mrs. Haley Powers. Ms. Powers teaches 8th grade social studies at Waynesville Middle School. Currently, our CTA represents over 300 of our district's teachers, nurses, cooks, bus drivers, and custodians. We are proud to host tonight's event. Again, I am Kelly Gard, and I am pleased to serve as your moderator this evening. On behalf of the Waynesville CTA, I would like to welcome everyone present and in our viewing audience to the annual Meet the Candidate Forum. I would like to introduce several individuals we are honored to have present with us tonight. Please hold all applause. It is our privilege to have in attendance members of our Board of Education. Members who are present, please stand. Mr. Paul Schultz II. Dr. Leroy Fulmer. Mr. Dan Deering. Mr. Charles Quinn. Mr. Aaron Pondrum. Mrs. Janice Dye. Mr. Rick Harn, and our superintendent, Dr. Brian Henry. We also want to extend our thanks to Marianne Ward, Director of Communications and Marketing, Mr. Randy Lubert, our high school principal, Ms. Clarissa Guffey, our high school librarian, and Mr. Tim Wallace, WCC video production instructor, for their help in making this evening a success. Let's give a warm welcome. Election Day is Tuesday, April 6th, and tonight we have 5 candidates running for 2 3-year positions open on our school board. The candidates in attendance are Mr. Chase Foster, Mr. Paul D. Schultz II, Ms. Janelle Rowell, Ms. Ruby Riley. Unfortunately, Mr. Randall R. Nelson could not be with us this evening. We thank each of you for your interest to serve the students of Waynesville School District and for your attendance tonight. The task for which you are volunteering is not an easy one, and we thank you for stepping up to this challenge. Tonight, each candidate will be given a chance to share a biography and a synopsis of their reasons for seeking election to our Board of Education. Following their opening statements, we each will be asked to answer 2 questions and then give a closing thought. Candidates, good luck. Candidates, you will each have 2 minutes to give a brief statement about why you decided to run for school board this year. We begin with you, Mr. Foster.
The reason I decided to run for this, can you guys hear me first off? Good? Okay. It's pretty simple. It's an obligation to get back in the circle. Around 1995, at 12 years old, my father sat me down at the dinner table. At the time, he was volunteering at the Kiwanis program, and after the sons got done with homework, we always organized teams, picked colors, referees, schedules, things of that nature. He got off the phone with an upset individual, and he took it to heart. After such, he took a piece of paper and a pen and drew a circle with stick figures inside of it. He said, inside the circle, these are the people working towards a goal. He pointed at the stick figures and named them. He goes, this is you, this is me, the head coach, parents turn coach, referees, the people that volunteer their time for this goal. He then drew some stick figures outside the circle with dashed lines inside. He said, these are the people that do not want to volunteer their time. All I want to do is sit outside the circle and throw rocks of discouragement to those inside. Tell you what you're doing wrong. They want to have an educated discussion of how to change things and what they can do to help. In the end, he said, don't ever be that person outside the circle. Though I've never been that person throwing rocks outside the circle, whispers from the people here in the community, those inside the circle, inadvertently remind me of that conversation years ago. I need to get back inside the circle.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. Mr. Schultz?
Good evening. First of all, I want to thank the CTA for having us. It's always an honor to come get to talk to everybody. Also, I want to thank everybody in attendance tonight and for everybody watching at home. It's a great deal to get educated, to make a great decision. Also, I cannot go much further without thanking Tim Wallace and the TigerTV crew. This program is fantastic, and these two kids do great work. And also, I want to thank the candidates running tonight. Thank you for taking interest in our district and our schools. It's a demanding job. It's a lot of time, a lot of hours, and the pay is absolutely nothing. So thank you for that. My name is Paul Schultz. I am the only incumbent on the running for my position. I am a K-12 graduate of the Waynesville School District. My wife is Susan Schultz. She is a graduate of the Waynesville School District and a team member of the Waynesville School District as well. And we have two children, Colton, which is a sophomore, and our daughter Bailey, which in about a month and a few weeks will be a fourth-generation graduate from this district. We've had somebody in my family and this district consistently since the 50s. Without any interruption, my son will unfortunately be the end of that era. I'm coming to you to run again, no different than what it was 6 years ago. I came to you to tell you I want to be a part of a winning team. No agendas. I have nothing I want to push across. I just want to be a part of a winning team. And ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you, this team is a winning team. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Ms. Rowell?
Thank you. Good evening. My name is Janelle Rowell, and quite simply, I have chosen to run for a seat on our school board because I believe that we need the perspective of a mother of current district students on our school board. My why for everything I do personally and professionally is for our community and for my family, most importantly, my two boys, Chrisman and Xander. I always strive to be a positive but real role model for them and everyone that I meet. I have worked right here in our community for the last 25 years in both frontline and leadership positions. I am an active community member involved with our Chamber of Commerce, our tourism board, and numerous other great organizations. I have volunteered in many ways in our community and our schools throughout Pulaski County. I have represented our community both regionally and statewide. I am an active participant or leader depending on the situation, and I have met and learned from all kinds of people. I am confident that my balance of business, community, and volunteer backgrounds, as well as my experience as a mother of students in the Waynesville School District, has prepared me to be a positive representative on our school board, and I am ready to serve. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rowell. Ms. Riley?
Good evening to all of you who are with us tonight and to the ones that are watching from home. I would like to thank the administrator, the board, and the CTA for hosting this Meet the Candidate Night. For those of you who do not know me, I am Ruby Riley, and I'm excited to be running for a position on the Waynesville School Board. I have lived in the Waynesville, St. Robert, and Fort Leonard Wood area for over 30 years. As a mother of one daughter and one grandson who both attended and graduated from Waynesville High School. I taught in the Waynesville School District for 26 years. I also taught in the Early Childhood Department at Ozark Technical College for 2 years. I was also the Executive Director for the Pulaski County Scholarship Program for 5 years. Thank you again for this Meet the Candidate Night. The reason that I decided to run for the school board this year is because I feel that this is my way of serving the community by being a part of the decision-making processes regarding how to best prepare our children for their future. I have always had a passion to help others. I would like to carry this passion into our school system and work as a team to help all students succeed. I know that education is the greatest tool that we can give our children. I fundamentally believe that all students, regardless of their background or zip code, deserve to have access to a high-quality education. I want our parents to feel confident that our district is providing the best education and opportunities for their children. I think that Waynesville School does a good job. I want to always listen to concerns of our kids and parents and make sure that we hear their perspectives. I feel like my years and experience will be an asset to our school system. I enjoy learning about the new programs and opportunities for our students and advocating for each and every child in our district. Thank you again.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. We will now move on to our first question. Each of you will have 3 minutes to answer. What is the district's area of greatest strength and area of greatest weakness? We begin with you, Ms. Riley.
All right. Okay, I feel that one of the district areas of strengths are diversity and academics. There are many programs that have been adopted to promote academic success. Students can stay after school with their teachers to get the help on their assignments, or they can come in before school. And one of the weaknesses we had in the past is that we did not have enough teachers that have a great deal of experience in working with different diversity kids. But Waynesville seems to have shown some improvement in this area.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Mr. Foster.
Not to mimic her, but I believe that both questions have the same answer. It's diversity. The Waynesville School District is a unique district with a conglomeration of people from all around the world, literally. Growing up in this district, my family pushed me to get involved in the community after high school, working on Fort Leonard Wood as a DOD employee. Later working for a local construction company, I learned how much of a blessing that was. This area is an accurate sample of the real world. Children in our school are forced to handle some of the situations that come with diversity at a very young age. With that is also one of the greatest challenges this district has. Those elected on the board to those hired in management positions down to the teachers themselves, educating our children. These people have to make decisions that are tough and under great scrutiny. However, the solution is simple. Stay focused. That includes everyone, those working for the district, business owners, people working full-time, part-time, double shifts in the community. Those that love this community so much they retired here. We all must understand we never stop learning, any of us. We all need to be more understanding, patient, communicate better, listen better, and realize the focus is to educate our children. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. Mr. Schultz.
Well, you're going to hear it again. I believe diversity is our strength. It's our greatest. We have many, many strengths here, but diversity is one of our greatest. Like Chase, I grew up here, and I think we take that for granted when you grow up here. We're in central Missouri, and there's not many kids. Of course, you don't know that. There's not many kids that are from Korea, from Germany. I had friends from all over the world thanks to Fort Leonard Wood. And so, you know, you take it for granted, and with that becomes a weakness because you just don't realize. And so I think sometimes we slide it around. And so what we've done here, we've continued educating. We have added the Festival of Nations, and I hope everybody's had a chance to experience that. It's very good. And about a year ago, I had a situation, and I talked to Dr. Henry and some of our teachers, and we started a diversity forum. And I was lucky enough to sit in that area about a month ago, and to listen, good and bad, these kids talk was incredible. And as a board member, you get to take the opportunity, and I sat there and just wrote notes, and so I'm going to take them back to my colleagues. And there's things we can do. We can help get into schools and address some of them concerns our kids have. But it is a great strength, and it is something that we can always improve on. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Ms. Rowell.
Thank you. 21 years ago, when my husband Sam and I were married, we spent time discussing where we wanted to put down roots. We knew that we planned to have children and that the school they attended would play a huge role in their future. We both attended and graduated right here at Waynesville, and while we had other choices, we chose to stay right here and raise our family in the Waynesville School District for 2 main reasons: diversity and opportunities. We appreciated that, like us, our children would meet and learn from others who were from or had traveled all over the world. Such experiences would open our children's eyes, and they would have a better appreciation of those around them. We also knew from experience that Waynesville would offer more opportunities for our children than the average school district: quality teachers and facilities, a large variety of classes, sports, clubs, and activities. And just 2 short years ago, Waynesville was already expanding the technology available to students to better prepare them for life after high school. And I feel that this foresight helped our district be able to offer, while not always perfect, virtual school in a pinch, rather than just giving up when school was not able to be seated last year. And as a mother of one student who is still virtual, I see how he has excelled in a non-traditional classroom. Diversity and opportunities are strengths at Waynesville School District, and my husband and I have not been disappointed. Weakness is a strong word. I like to see things as opportunities. And an opportunity that I feel that the Waynesville School District has is communication. Communication is a challenge in many businesses. Our school district is no different. I believe that we must intentionally enhance positive communication and connections between our schools, our families, and our community. Communication and connections are our opportunity.
Thank you, Ms. Rowell. Thank you to all our candidates for those thoughts. We are moving on to our second question. Again, you will have 3 minutes to answer. What are the top 2 or 3 things which most impact student achievement, and how can you, as a board member, influence or support those items to impact student achievement? Ms. Rowell, we will start with you.
Thank you. For our students to be successful, I believe that we must allow them to be kids, but we must prepare them for their best future. A few years ago, my husband and I sat in an auditorium right here at this high school with other parents of soon-to-be freshmen. The conversation was about preparing students for high school, and what we heard was mostly about college prep, what classes and what rigorous schedule our student needed to go to college. And honestly, at that time, we didn't know if college was for our student, if he was interested. And you know what? We were okay with that. If he chooses a career or trade that he's passionate about, if he can support himself, and if he looks for opportunities to continually better himself. My husband and I are both non-traditional college students who completed technical training and our degrees after being in the workforce. While some students excel academically and college right out of high school is the logical next step, there are other students who are more interested in a trade, and our world needs both. Are we giving them options for both paths? Are we intentional in ensuring that our students are instilled with a passion to pursue learning for success and personal growth for their best future, and in turn, the future of our community? And while student achievement is important, I feel that it is vital that we make sure our students are resilient. Resiliency is being able to adapt in the face of adversity. Let's be real with our kids. Life is tough. But successful people are those who embrace tough situations and mistakes as learning opportunities, and instead of giving up, they choose to grow and move forward positively. They need to be able to get back up after a challenge. Are we working to enhance that ability in all of our students? But truly, I believe that student success is a two-way street. It cannot happen without positive parent and adult role models in our student lives, and our teachers need our help. For example, my children, they're not perfect. They've each had challenges or misunderstandings with teachers over the years, and my stance has always been to get the student and teacher together and facilitate an open conversation that helps them each understand and with clear actions for improvement. And this has resulted in successful outcomes every time in our case. We all need to be committed to helping our kids and our teachers. If not us, then who? And I have not waited for a school board seat to contribute to student success. Since 2008, I have presented a national program called Choices to 8th grade classrooms throughout Pulaski County through a partnership with our Chamber of Commerce and our Rotary Club. I know that our community will not continue to grow and be successful if we are not talking with our children. I have volunteered in classrooms, speaking on a variety of professional topics. I have offered my parent, business, and community perspective to various district advisory committees, including at the Waynesville Career Center. And especially when my kids were younger, it's not so cool anymore, but I took advantage of opportunities to volunteer in classrooms and on field trips. You learn a lot by being there, and I hope to continue all of that and more with a role on our school board.
Thank you, Ms. Rowell. Ms. Riley?
Okay, the top 3 things that would impact student achievements are classroom management, parent involvement, and believing that all students can learn. If a teacher makes a rule for the classroom, stick to the rule. Always make a rule that you're willing to enforce. Engage all students. The more involved students are in the learning process, the more they will learn and the easier it will be to manage them. Get parent involved. The more involved parents are, the more you'll be able to manage your kids because parents can help you enforce your rules. They will start at home. And you need to contact your parents on a regular basis. A good teacher-parent relationship is important. Let the parent know what your classroom rules are. Reward students as often as necessary. And as a board member, I will work and collaborate with board members to make sure that teachers have the resources that they need in order to help their students succeed.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Mr. Foster?
So what are the 2 or 3 factors which impact student achievement? I reviewed some of the studies that look at the matrix of these factors, obviously on Google. That's where everybody gets their information. One thing I found across the board is that all of them fall short in depicting or narrowing down this list to here's what to focus on. So here you have world-renowned experts in the field saying they don't know. So for me to stand here and say this is it or this is it would be quite arrogant of me. We've all heard the saying, what works for one may not work for another. I believe this to be so true. We as a district must make sure that we can support this idea, however. We need to make sure that we not only have qualified individuals in all areas, but also make sure they've got the proper tools to do the job. From the maintenance facility supporting a clean environment for learning, to the lunch staff feeding our kids, to the teachers in the classroom making sure they've got the proper supplies. It all matters. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. Mr. Schultz?
Well, student achievement, I think that's why we're all here. We all want to see our kids successful. And I'm happy to tell you, for the last 6 years I've been on the Board of Education, we meet every summer for a retreat. And every year we set board goals. And every year the #1 board goal is student achievement. The things we've done as a board is we actively seek out grants. Some examples, we had a fantastic STEM grant where we put the money back in the buildings. We started this fantastic robotics team, and they brought their stuff in. And again, if you ever get a chance to take advantage of it, these kids are amazing. And so anyways, our goal is to go out there and find the money, put it in the building so the teachers can do their job effectively. Another thing I'm pretty proud that we've started, about 3 or 4 years ago, we started a student advisory committee. They report straight to us. And the things they bring to us, we listen to, and we've made changes. I had one of the kids that's on there. He seen me at a ball game one night, and he came up to me. He said, "Ms. Schultz, you're on the board, correct?" And I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Well, I'm one of your advisors." And I said, "Yes, you are." And but he told me, he said, "I cannot tell you how much I appreciate this." He goes, "I'm a military kid. I've been to several schools, and this is the first time a school has given me the power to talk to the people that make policy and can make the changes." He goes, "It's quite an honor." And that's what we will continue to do. If I'm reelected, I will continue to work with the Board of Education to keep programs coming to make student achievement excel. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Thank you, candidates, for those comments. Finally, you will each have 2 minutes to deliver your closing remarks. Mr. Schultz, you get to start.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank the CTA for having us. I want to thank everybody here tonight watching, and for you watching at home. It has been an extreme honor to be your board member the last 6 years. When I ran for this position, I told you I wanted to be your board member. I was not going to be the guy you heard from every 3 years asking for your vote. I think I've done that. If you follow me on social media, I share the great things our kids do, the schedules for the sport teams, when the next big production is going to be. It is my life. I love this tremendously. It is a challenge. We spend hours and hours doing this job for nothing other than the night of graduation. when those kids take that diploma and they give you a hug. Board Appreciation Night, we get elementary kids giving us cards, and that is more pay than I could ever ask for. I've went to you, we've had those conversations at Price Cutter, we've had the conversations at the gas station. I've heard, people come to me, hey, they're saying this. I go to the problem to fix the problem, because a lot of times it's just misinformation. And the facts always come through, and we work together to be great. So I ask you in April to vote for me, to let me continue doing the work for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Schultz. Ms. Rowell.
Thank you. In closing, I would like to just remind everyone that we do have a quality school district, but we must keep pushing to be the best for our families and our community. Schools can be the driving force behind economic development. We should want families to see the value of our school for their children, whether they live here or are considering being stationed or moving here. I understand strategic thinking, intentionally getting things done, and the importance of doing my homework. I'm still working on my kids with that. We need students focused on their best self. We need them to be resilient. We need communication and connections between school, families, and community. I am a mom of current district students with a successful business and a passionate community background. I am 100% invested in our community. I understand the unique challenges of our community, and I am ready to help with what we could face in the future. I am thankful just for the opportunity to run for a seat on our school board and the support that I've already received. I am ready to be a positive representative of our district families. I am ready to serve, and I would appreciate your vote for Janelle Rowell on April 6th. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rowell. Ms. Riley.
As we all know, the school board plays a critical role in determining the policies that would improve the education of all our children. We are very fortunate to live in a community where education is so important. If I'm elected as a member of the Waynesville School Board, I will listen to and reflect the concerns of our community and work as a team with fellow board members to improve our schools. I ask you for your vote on April 6th. Thank you for the time you have given me this evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ms. Riley. Mr. Foster.
Tonight you've got some insight on the 4 of the 5 candidates running for school board. I believe all 5 have different things to bring to the table. To make sure that you're aware of what I bring, I can't help but reference a highly sophisticated piece of literature, The Bee Watcher by Dr. Seuss. We must be careful not to fall prey in having a bee's watcher watching the watcher. We have to make sure that we understand why we're here. It's simple. It's a student and the teacher. I will make sure that we do not lose that focus. And for that, I, Chase Foster, would like your support in the upcoming election, April 6th. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Foster. This concludes our Meet the Candidates forum. We would like to thank our candidates for participating tonight. Mr. Chase Foster, Mr. Paul D. Schultz II, Ms. Janelle Rowell, Ms. Ruby Riley. Audience, let's say thank you to our candidates. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for attending this evening's event. We also want to thank our streaming audience watching live on TigerTV's Facebook page. A special thanks is extended to Mr. Wallace and his TV journalism students for broadcasting this evening's Meet the Candidate Forum. Michaela Marks, Avery Cockman, and Angelina McCorkle. This broadcast will also be added to the district YouTube channel. The election will be held on Tuesday, April 6th. We hope this evening has been useful in helping you choose the best candidates. I'm Kelly Gard, and on behalf of our Community Teachers Association and its president, I want to wish everyone a good evening.